Well, it's raining quite heavily here in Ontario, Canada. Remy LeBeau starts from the pole from Chaos Andale and Antonio Ponce. Mohamed Saleh starts 4th. Christian Bentley in 5th, carrying Greg Biffle's number font. Zaholi is 6th from Peppo and Kuragiri. Then it's Juan Villalobos, Hachai Cilia, and Neptune Grizzly leads top 11. Fande Souza starts 12th from Hooks Finucci and Lam Fong. Joey Williamson is 15th from Kepi Salaver and Jonas Schmidt. Ago Sigurd is 18th from Kimi Nyla and Tam Andale, and then it's the back four, Liam Stones, Nashe Paris, teammate Nick Leon, and Vita Alves. Rain falling in the 4th round of the ERL ChampCar World Series. Remy LeBeau on pole. Can he do something great as all 5 lights go on? And we are underway from Canada. That's a very, very, very wet start from everybody there, but Remy LeBeau holds off Chaos Andale off the line. Antonio Ponce might try and go for a run on the 14, but he can't. He's going to have to try and defend from Ahmed Cilia, and he can't even do that. Chaos Andale going too wide with Remy LeBeau as Jonas Schmidt gets a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision, looking back with the number 26, holding off that hard-charging German in the 14 car. Jonas Schmidt moves up into 16th place. As you can take a look at the midfield. Try and pick out your favourite driver if you can. Not only is it hard to see, but they're all going side by side in these wet conditions. Caution thrown to the wind as we're on board with the 48, trying to get past Juan Villalobos, but the 36 holds on. It's a very, very clean opening lap, something that Remy LeBeau sincerely would have needed last time out. The 26th leads from Chaos Andale and Antonio Ponce. Here comes the 14, heading down into the final chicane as his cousin gets a time penalty for causing a collision. Remy firmly says no to that advance, and the 15 of Tam Andale heading down the back stretch, really unable to challenge, drops down to 22nd place. Christian Bentley has stayed in that 5th position. You can see on the timing tower he's now carrying the Greg Biffle number fun at his request. We made a mistake for the prior 3 rounds, I'm sorry. But look at this from Kuragiri. Going alongside with Hachai Cilia is the rookie there. Fellow rookie, Kepi Salaver, getting a 5-second time penalty. The 43 on the outskirts, trying to stay away from the outskirts of the top 10 rather. Gets alongside with Hachai, but loses pace. This could be a problem throughout today. Antonio Ponce closing in to Chaos Andale. Winner of the 1st round of the season, Neptune Grizzly in the 97. Gets alongside, fighting over 10th is that, but loses out to Juan. So we'll have to hold 11th place. Hooks Finucci following Lam Fong, who tries to get past Neptune Grizzly, but this is what we're seeing. You often lose pace when you're not using attack charge. So when any of these drivers see that they could be overtaken, they know for a fact it's because they're not using enough attack charge to deploy. So they just use it. Ahmed Cilia, however, trying to get the pass done on Antonio Ponce. The Grand Slam number 94, however, trying to hold on to that final step of the podium. The Italian in the 78 alongside, coming through the chicane. They both run each other wide. Remy LeBeau is running away with this race. And the 94 tries to hold the outside and will hold the outside and hold on to 3rd place does the Italian driver. Christian Bentley's going to go alongside and past Ahmed Cilia, who loses 4th position. And Spiker Peppo's going to go by as well. Well, it looked as if the Trackhouse man would have. The 11 holds station. Chaos Andale with the new fastest lap of the race. And that 32 of Christian Bentley. Now looking to try and make it a 2-3 for Sims 888. Sims has been confirmed to be moving to the IndyCar series for next season, which is certainly a decision that many weren't expecting to see. However, that could signal a turning point. Hachai Cilia with the fastest first sector of anyone for Newman Haas in 8th place on her own in that 48 car. And looking for victory. The 32 of Christian Bentley comes through the hairpin here in Ontario, Canada. It's very early in the morning as I record this. Sorry for any slip-ups that I make. Here comes Iago Sigan, the 47. It's a very, very textbook pass going through the hairpin. But for a lot of these drivers, they're probably not enjoying these wet conditions as much as you'd expect them to. And this has been a major issue with the O2s. It was arguably less pronounced with the O1s, and with the O3s, the problem has effectively been erased. But wet weather racing with the ERL O2s, especially heavy wet weather racing, aside from that opening lap, you don't get too much. Tam Andley's fallen to the very back of the pack, by the way, guys. I don't know why that would be, as Landro Zaholy in 7th place, scoring a very quick sector. And yeah, that number 15 car might have a bit of damage, but doesn't seem to show any pace. Nache Perez, winner in Mexico, gets past teammate Nick Leon. Up front, this is as close as we're going to get to a battle. Christian Bentley looking for the lunge, going into the final chicane. They touch, do they? No, they don't, but it certainly looks close. Ponte using attack charge on exit, but it's not enough. Christian Bentley takes 3rd place on lap 6 of 17. And as we are on board with that Grand Slam car, gets alongside with Christian again, but the 94 unable to make the pass. I think he might have to just concede the position here as we look to Ahmed Cilia, still trying to keep in touch. Juan Villalobos getting a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. Could be with Kurogiri, as Neptune Grizzly is now going side by side with Vande Souza. That 80 car there for Dale Coyne, not showing a lot of pace. Ponte has collided with the rear of Christian Bentley and has been awarded a 5-second time penalty for his troubles. Here comes Neptune Grizzly. Bit too late to make the pass there, mate. So coming out of the hairpin, that's where you do it, using all of the attack charge that he has. And Villalobos claps right back, taking back 10th position, as we now watch Kurogiri try and take 8th, alongside, but not in front of Hachai Cilia. These passes in these wet conditions, so hard to make, because you can't see much of anything, of course. You have a lot less grip. Attack mode, a lot more powerful here in ChampCar, unlike in IndyCar and Formula E, where it is available to everyone, only available when you're a second behind the car in front. They're looking at changing attack charge in IndyCar and Formula E, as I've hit my microphone, I'm sorry. They're looking at changing that to function a lot more like attack mode usually would. Kurogiri! Whoa! What has happened between Kurogiri and Hachai Cilia? Cilia on the wall. I think can she get it down in that 48 Newman Haas car? She's got it down, but Yellow's return in Sector 2. But they got that cleared very quickly. What on earth was going on between those two? In any case, the 43, now with major front wing damage, and it's a 5-second time penalty, he's surely going to have to come into the pits. And yes, down into pit row then for the Japanese driver. I wouldn't be surprised, yeah, Hachai Cilia follows him in. What on earth was going on between those two drivers going through the second sector? Truly unbelievable scenes. Hooks Fanucci with a second track limits warning on the back of Joey Williamson. Gets past Liam Stones, who's trying to make his way up the order. Still outside of the points as Jonas Schmidt gets passed by the Grand Slam man, who seems to be like a bull untamed. Lam Fong up in 12th place, doing a very good job for Dragon Racing, who got a podium last season. That's wide off the track for Liam. I think we might be seeing... Oh, we got yellows in the final sector of the racetrack. Vita Alves seems to be involved in an incident too, but no, it's down at the hairpin, and it's Neptune Grizzly, who now has front wing damage after coming out of that hairpin. Might have been contact with Joey Williamson. In any case, contact was made. And that 97 is trying to hold on. Peppo and Ponte, after coming into the pits, are on dry compound tires, so this might be the best time to come in and make a stop. We've got yellows down in the opening sector though, and it's for Iago Sigurd and Antonio Ponte, the 94, after coming out of the pits, involved in an incident effectively immediately. Ajay Cilia came out of the pits on wet compound tires, it seems. The track is still wet, yes, but the blue wall tires aren't what you want to be on. Chaos Andley stays out and takes the lead as Remy LeBeau and teammate Christian Bentley both come in. Remy's going to be coming out onto a pretty much intermediate racetrack, but will this be better coming in on lap 10? Is that better than staying out for an extra lap? We've got yellows, and it's LeBeau, and one of the McLaren drivers, it's Ahmed Cilia in the 78 with front wing damage. Contact with Remy after coming out of the pits there. And that 26 car has sustained some damage, none of it aerodynamic. Landro Zaholi moves up into second place, and LeBeau is not going anywhere fast. In fact, I think Cilia could try and get past there, but doesn't due to the lack of front downforce. The track is still wet here in Ontario. It is not the right time to come in yet. A lot of guys are coming in as it stands. Iago Sigurd scraps on a set of mediums. Chaos Andley flies through the final chicane, and while it is dry, he begins lap 11 on the same set of wet compound tires. He's gonna be one of the last men on the track on a set of wets. The two Dragon drivers are still out there. Zaholi is out there, and so is Ahmed Cilia. In comes Landro Zaholi. It's dry. So dry here in Ontario. Remy LeBeau now sets the new fastest third sector. You ever wanted proof that it's now as dry as it will ever be in today's race? There you go. The dry tyre runners are officially going faster than the guys on the wet. And we've got a caution. It's Antonio Ponte in the wall. Let's see if we can... There is that black Grand Slam car. And Chaos Andley is heading down the back stretch. If these cautions stay out for long enough, the 14 is going to find himself in race-winning contention here. Not even contention, I think he might just get it. The cautions are ending. 67% tyre wear. 125 degrees internal tyre temperature. In comes Chaos Andley from the lead of the Ontario Grand Prix. And is that Finucci involved in an incident? Yes! The 71 hooks Finucci has hooked it into the wall. One of the Lobos as well involved in an incident. That's with Fande Souza. Remy LeBeau flies through the final chicane. He hasn't done enough though. The 14 Chaos Andley leads us to lap 12. 5 to go from Ontario, Canada. But everyone's got another stop to make. This race is far from over, and after what seems to have been one of the slowest starts to any of the ChampCar Grand Prix we've had all season, finally, this Grand Prix of Ontario, Canada seems to be heating up. Chaos Andley has been involved in an incident down at the chicane. That's your race leader, colliding with the Dale Coyne. I don't know who that is. I think that might be, yes, it's Kimi Nyla who's been involved down there. Neptune Grizzly's been spun around. The green flags wave. But the Chaos Andley, he was making his way through the lapped traffic. And now Remy LeBeau reclaims the lead here in Canada after going airborne last time out. Still using those hand controls within that Ray Hall car. He's about to go on to lap 13 out of 17, leading the pack. Jonas Schmidt comes in for his second stop of the race. That's Nick Leon, who went quite a ways offline. Of the Chaos Andley, not clearing that Dale Coyne there. Oh, more cautions. It's not Andley again, thankfully, but Oh, it's Liam Stones and Joey Williamson. The 88 of Joey Williamson's gone round. Gets it back on the road with the 42 of Liam Stones. Hopefully that'll bring the greens out again. It does. And coming through the lap traffic there, Andale now on the back of Remy LeBeau. That right in front of the 14 is the 26 from France. Separated by mere tenths as they need to get their way through the lap traffic, but there, Chaos has gone into the back of, I think, Kurogiri. Yeah, Kurogiri on the back of his teammate. Just staying right there with him. In comes Remy LeBeau. Cautions come out. Nyla and Ponte both already out of the race. Yikes. That's a perfectly timed pit stop though for the number 26. Neither of the Sims drivers, you have to say, are both in race winning contention. Both Andale and Bentley looking for their first ChampCar race wins. And we're green from Ontario. Their first wins of the season. The first wins for a Sims driver all ERL season long, in fact. We go on board with the 26 and the cautions return for Juan Villalobos. Down at that chicane. It's a very weirdly profiled chicane, I must say. A wall effectively sticks out, impedes your progress, and you need to make sure to clear it as quickly as possible. With 3 to go, the Sims drivers are only making their way into the hairpin. Another caution comes out, but they can't capitalize once again. In the closing moments of this ChampCar Grand Prix of Ontario, as we go green again, Chaos Andale and Christian Bentley, while they may lead this race, I think they've gotten a bit of a helping hand from Lady Luck. Remy LeBeau with a 5-second time penalty. He spun round Lam Fong. That number 73 was going quite slowly. Andale stays out. In comes Christian Bentley from second place. With medium tires, ready for the dumpster. I think that's what we're going to see from both Andale and Zaholi. Kurogiri comes in for his third stop. LeBeau moves up to second. Spiker Pepo goes round, and that's in pit lane with Ahmed Cilia. They get it back on the road. What on earth was going on there? Major front wing damage for the 11 of Spiker Pepo, and yellows come out, and it's for Chaos Andale. Race leader Chaos Andale is in the wall, and there's been yellows in the opener as well, and it's Spiker Pepo who's gone backwards. Chaos throughout this racetrack here in Canada. Front wing damage there for Fande Caesar, who gets a time penalty, and Remy LeBeau is now on the back of Chaos Andale. 5 seconds up on Lam Fong. He's really racing. This number 32, Christian Bentley, getting close and touching the back of Lam Fong. And I think that was Neptune Grizzly who's gone round. Yes, Neptune Grizzly in the 97 has gone around. There's yellows in the opening sector as well. Yellows in both the first and second sectors. It is impossible to keep up as we go on to the penultimate lap of this race here in Ontario. Chaos Andale trying to defy his tire mileage here on this penultimate lap. Major front wing damage. The tires are beginning to overheat. He's gotten past by Lam Fong, who's also trying to do the impossible. If you're rooting for anyone to win this race here in Ontario, my money is on Christian Bentley, coming from 5th on the grid, but he's just been re-overtaken by Lam Fong. He's playing the long game though. I think Remy LeBeau can make it to the end with the tires that he's got, so he needs to close in about 8 seconds to the Frenchman if he wants to deny Remy LeBeau of race win number whatever in this ChampCar World Series. And that is Perez in the wall. Who's that with? Is that Remy? That's not Remy, thankfully for him. Oh! That is Jonas Schmidt, however, who has gone around. That might be Cappy Selavir. No, it's not. It's Landro Zaholi who is involved, as we're now on to the final lap here in Ontario, Canada. A mad dash to the end of this race. It's been a wacky race this day here. Vita Alves has been given a time penalty, and Chaos Andley's got a full car puncture. 0% for Lam Fong, who was running in second. He let Christian Bentley chase after the race win. He's 15 seconds off of race leader Remy LeBeau, who is out of the race. Christian Bentley from the United States, driving the 32, running with a Greg Biffle tribute, as you can see on the screen. He's gonna get it done. It's gonna be Sims 888 TGR's first win of the ChampCar World Series season. There you can see it, he's at the top of the timing tower now. If Lam Fong can get closer to Chaos Andley rather, it's gonna be a 1-2 for Sims 888 today in what has been a mad race. Sullivan and Nashe Perez both in the wall. But this man's never seen the walls all day long. Christian Bentley wins in Ontario as Vita Alves is out of the race. At the same place as Remy as well. This is going to be a dash to the checkered then between the 14 and the 73. Both of these men are going to be on the podium, surely. It's just going to depend on the order when the cautions end. When and if they end. I don't think they will. Lam Fong, second with a full car puncture that he carried for the entirety of that final lap. What a mad end to this race here in Ontario. I don't think we're ever going to see anything like this ever again. And there's yellows down in the opening sector. Likely just for Ahmed Celia hitting the wall as he was coming to the checker. Look at the rest of the field as they come through the final chicane as well. I think they're done. As soon as it went dry, these cars just blew up effectively. Wow. Christian Bentley for Sims 888 TGR comes home with the race win in the ChampCar Grand Prix of Ontario. We have to do something about these visors. I gotta stop joking at this point. Anyway, Lam Fong coming home with a glorious second place as well. And Chaos Andley cross the line, third for Sims 888. That's a double podium here in Canada. Landre Zaholi, fourth from Ahmed Celia and Hatchai Celia. The two Celias finishing 5th and 6th. That's wild. Then it's Iago Sigurd, Founde Caesar, Spiker, Peppo, and Hooks Fanucci, the top 10 outside of the point scorers. You've got Kuro Giri, who came across the line in 11th from Cappy Salavir, and Liam Stones, and it's Jonas Schmidt, Neptune Grizzly, Nashe Perez, Tam Andley, and Nick Leon. Vita Alves, Remy LeBeau, who got so close, and yet so far from victory today for Team Rahal. Juan Villalobos, Kimi Naila, and Antonio Ponte all failed to see the checkered flag. Hatchai Celia leads the points from Neptune Grizzly and Nashe Perez. Cappy Salavir is fourth from Christian Bentley and Chaos Andley. Then comes Spiker Peppo, Tam Andley, Iago Sigurd, and Remy LeBeau. Lam Fong followed by teammate Vita Alves and Ahmed Celia. Your top 13 from Founde Sousa, Liam Stones, Landro Zaholi, Antonio Ponce, Kimi Naila, Jonas Schmidt, Hooks Fanucci, and Nick Leon, the guys who have scored points. With Juan Villalobos, Joey Williamson, and Kurogiri all yet to score. So in the constructors' standings, that's the wrong button. Sims 888 lead the constructors' standings, and just to remind you, neither of their drivers are in the top 3 in points. This is one of the closest ERL seasons we're gonna see, trust me folks. McLaren Racing second from Newman Haas and APC Motorsports. Team Rahal is 5th from Dragon Racing and Team Penske. Trackhouse Racing are 8th from Target Chip Ganassi and Dale Coyne, and then it's the back 2 of Team Green and Grand Slam Racing. Just after this broadcast will come the 4th round of the ERL Formula E World Series. So thank you so much for watching this ChampCar broadcast here on Spark Plug Motorsport, and we will see you guys next time then when the Electric Racing League returns.